Hey everybody, Dr. Alex here. Welcome to the podcast for Alex Unplugged. I just had a quick thought this morning, just from a short story for y'all, and then that'll be it for this episode. But I had an experience that made me go, I wonder how many times this happens in life that I have not yet acknowledged quite as many times as I could have. And what happened was that I live in an area where it is close to a big road, and there is like a frontage road type of thing that goes one direction. And so what happens is that to take a left, you actually just have to go around. Like the only option is to take a right out of that street and then to go around the loop. And if you want to get on the highway, then there's an exit down the way. And so I was taking a right and then going around, and my GPS kept having me go a mile further past like the opposite direction I wanted to go. And I was like, I don't know why they're taking me over there, because really I can take a left here, circle back around, and go the opposite way like I want to go, right? So I kept doing that. And then I was in the car with somebody else, and they were following it, and I was like, "Oh, how come? Why do you think the GPS says that when there's like a thing here?" And they were like, "Oh, it's because when you loop back around, the entrance to the highway, if you want to get on, is right there. And so it's actually faster to go a mile in the opposite direction on the frontage road because there's less traffic, and then you pop on it." And I was like, oh my goodness. First of all, lessons in GPS utilization, honestly, they just no. So I'm like, okay, why don't I stop messing around with something that works? Maybe that was lesson one. But two, now the GPS is not always right. So, right, I'm not always hanging my hat necessarily on it. However, it was a fair point in terms of what sometimes looks like the long way is the shortcut, right? And it really made me think of emotions, like the emotional compass that we talk about here on the podcast and any ZESTY event or program that you would be in. When we talk about the emotional compass, that's the stuff that people want to skirt around often, right? They're like, I don't want to go look at this. That makes me feel bad. That sucks. Why don't I just go look at the future and I'll go that way, which we love, keeping our eyes on the vision, heading that way. But sometimes those emotions and the things that we need to look at are exactly what get us to the shortcut, right? And so it looks like the long way. It's like, I don't want to go look at that stuff. Let me just go shore up my money beliefs and go make money and everything will be fine, right? But when that's not working, right? And we don't necessarily have to take anybody else's word for it. It's just that when we get stuck, though, we have to start to ask better questions. And sometimes that question is, am I trying to create a shortcut? And just like me, I'm actually, taking longer and going the long way and not necessarily taking the shortcut that's being offered to me. So I put that out to you this morning to consider, or whenever you are listening to this. I appreciate you so much for joining me today, and I will catch you on the next episode.